Revelator John.
On Talk Radio. Hi, and welcome back. This is Bob Mills, Tragedy Plus Time, and this very special Christmas show here on Talk Radio. And I put a little call out. I put a call out on my Twitter. I've got a Twitter at Bob Mills TT, and I put a call out asking for people who were going to be working over Christmas, and so I could have a chat with them, and I'm very pleased to be doing that. Alfonso, hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah. So, Christmas, most people are finishing on the Friday, about lunchtime, and they're off till the 2nd of January. That's how it seems to be working with most of the people. But what are you up to?
Yeah, I think that's where our shifts begin, really. Just like a lot of people in the services. No, I'm working Saturday and Sunday daytime, so Christmas Eve daytime. 7 shifts, and then I'm working Christmas night and Boxing night shift.
And tell us what you do.
I'm a pilot for an air ambulance unit just west of London in the Thames Valley region. Thames Valley Air Ambulance.
So it's not even a glamorous pilot. I thought if you're going to say, I'm a pilot and I'm going to fly off to the Caribbean, unfortunately. But
I don't get any girls with my job, you know. Usually they come and think, oh, what kind of flying do you do? Oh, no, I'll stay away from you. No.
So where are you? So is this helicopters?
Yeah, this is the helicopter air ambulance.
Right, where are you based?
Based at RAF Penson in Oxfordshire.
Right, okay. And you cover the whole then of that M4, M40, M25 region, do you?
Yeah. So basically we operate from the M25 west, the whole of Berkshire, Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire as our primary location. But then we can go into Hampshire, the Isle of Wight, and we can also go into London as well if called upon.
So an average shift, talk me through it. Tell me where you work. Tell me what the setup is. Because in my head, I'm seeing it's like a fireman where you just sit around watching box sets of Peaky Blinders.
Well, do you know what? Actually, funny enough, that's my favourite TV show. No, but it's great, and so we're all wearing peak caps and loving it. No, it's we report for duty in the morning. We get the aircraft ready, and then I suppose in many ways there are parallels to the fire service where we're kind of all got our own private projects going on at base, doing lots of admin, and we're just waiting for that call to come through.
Like when you talk about getting the craft ready, what do you fly?
Fly a helicopter. It's an EC-135 helicopter. We have a pilot and 2 or 3 medics on board, whether paramedics and doctors.
And is that single rotor or double?
Single rotor, a single main rotor, and a tail rotor as well. We fly day and night, so we fly in all weathers and 365 days a year, day and night.
So you turn up, you sit down, and basically what you're hoping for is a quiet shift, because everyone's hoping for that, because you don't want anyone to be ill or to be in an accident. Of course you don't.
Do you know what? That's absolutely right. We don't. We always want a quiet shift, but at the same time, the reality is that we're always primed and ready to go on these calls, and it's a bit of an odd one, because if you're sitting around too long, you start thinking, well, come on, we need to get out and do something. But we don't want to go out, but it's just to say, we kind of feel that we need to go out and help people. And it's a random thing. Some days we're really busy and we'll get called out 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times a day. Other times we're really quiet. We might only go out once or not even at all. So it's, no rhyme or reason to it, really.
So you're sitting around and do you make some kind of effort for, obviously you can't have a drink or anything like that, but do you make some kind of effort for it being Christmas?
Well, yeah, I mean, some of us will go out. So the day crew on Christmas Day, they've been invited to a local hotel. So depending on the job, they'll be able to fly into there and they'll get fed and watered and everything. But as a crew, the night shift, no, we're just going to come in with a handful of mince pies and leftover turkey, and away we go. I think we just slob in front of the TV and watch something until we get called out, if indeed we do get called out.
So you're sitting around, you're watching DVD, and everyone's doing their different thing. What is the Because again, in my head, I'm seeing the old films that they used to ring the ding ding. Guy used to run on the runway and ring the bell. But it's much more sophisticated than that now, I presume.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not far off it. To be honest with you, the phone goes. The call either comes through on these radios, special radios that we have, or through the base and phones. And then as soon as we get the information, we're, I wouldn't say running to the helicopter. We tend to walk quickly. Some of us are carrying a bit of extra weight, especially with the mince pies and everything. But, we do our best to react really quickly. So we can, from the time of the call to actually being in the air, we can be in the air within a couple of minutes, pretty quick.
So you get in first and you start it off.
Yeah, so I'll start up the engines and get the helicopter started. We'll have one of our paramedics or a doctor outside just making sure that the area is clear and checking for signs of fire. The other doctor or paramedic will get in and start preparing for the medical aspect of the flight. And then once the engines are started, the other paramedic gets in, straps in, and then we go through our safety checks and off we go.
Right, this is one thing I know from the fire service. The driver just gets in and starts driving, and when they leave the station, apart from turning left, turning right, he's not bothered about where he's going. Somebody else is in charge of that and will be giving him the information as they go. Have you got a navigator?
It's a similar kind of thing in that when we get dispatched, our medics are trained in aviation navigation as well, so they assist us in where we're going.
Okay.
But we all have, we're all clued up as to know that where we're going and how we're going to get there. It's just part of the aspect of emergency flying or emergency services flying. We get dispensation from having to pre-plan all our flights, so that we can just do it on the hop. And that's why we have the paramedics who are trained in air navigation, so they can assist us and speed up that whole process.
All right, so as soon as you get the call and you take off, basically someone somewhere, there's an air traffic control clearing everything around you, is there?
Yeah, pretty much. So we have the highest category of flight, what we call so basically, we'll call air traffic control, and for want of a better word, we'll say, hey, look, we're here, we're coming. They would have already been contacted by our emergency control room to let them know that, look, the air ambulance is on its way, and they will, if appropriate and if necessary, they'll, close off the airspace or ground aircraft or send aircraft around if we have to fly in a particular direction.
Now, you're the pilot, but do you have to have any kind of working knowledge, medical knowledge, or are you just...
No, not really. We, as pilots, we have to have, we have to be first aid trained and everything, but that's not really because we're an air ambulance pilot. That's just like a commercial pilot thing.
And what about, have you got a winchman, or do you not winch?
No. So we don't do anything like that. We're purely air ambulance. So we specialise in, the medical aspect. So that's why we're it's a common thing now. We are taking the emergency department, the A&E department, to the roadside now, to the patient side. So the amount of kit that we've got on board now is amazing. Job for 16 years, and the evolution within that time has just been quite outstanding, really.
So, I mean, basically, we've all seen it. It's when you're on the motorway, you're on the M4, the M5, something like that, and suddenly you grind to a halt, and that's because something's happened. There's been an incident. Now, we can't phone the air ambulance. We phone the ambulance service, and the ambulance service then make that decision. Do you know what? By the time, because of the traffic or whatever, by the time we got there you're going to be much better off. We'll send you from Oxford, and you then land. So this is sorry, I'm being really mawkish, but so you have to land. You must have a pretty tight. When you have to land on motorways, basically.
Yeah, we can land anywhere, pretty much. So, we have to make sure that the roads are closed, either by the police, the fire service, so on and so forth. And we have limitations of the size of area, but yeah, we can land pretty much everywhere. The reality is, especially with motorways, what we'll do as a first option, we'll always go and land by the side of the motorway, let's say in a green field or something like that. and then relocate to the motorway if we have to afterwards. Thing about landing in general, we always have to be very careful of the risk that we may pose to any people on the ground or, animals or anything like that. So, that's a very critical phase of the flight. That's landing site selection and then obviously the decision to land as well. But, one thing about the speed aspect of the helicopter, I suppose in the modern way of air ambulance, it's not so much about the rapid, well, it is, of course, it's a very fast form of transportation. But as I said before, it's the skill set that we're bringing to the scene.
Sure.
We're bringing the doctors, the advanced paramedics, all the specialist medical equipment that the normal ambulance wouldn't have, you see.
Sure.
So, we kind of work in relation with that.
Okay, so if you're on the M4 or the M5 and the ambulance control thing, right, it'll take us 18 minutes to get there. And then dealing with and then it'll take us half an hour or 20 minutes with traffic to get you to Oxford or Reading, the nearest hospital. Whereas we can have a hospital at the side of the road within 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then, to stabilise the patient, that initial care, and thereafter we can, as the helicopter crew, then we can transport that patient to the most appropriate hospital. Now, that hospital might be 50, 60, 100 miles away, or it might be 2 miles away. It really depends on the nature of the injuries, so on and so forth.
Right, Alfonso, don't go. You're right for a minute, just 1 second, and then we're going to have a very quick break. And then I want to just talk nicer things.
Well, actually, got a couple of minutes. If I'm just about to take my lad to Reading Hexagon Theatre, because he's starring in the Panto, the Peter Pan Panto this year.
Alfonso, go and take your lad, and when you've delivered him, we'll speak again, and we'll pick this up. We will pick this up. You're not flying him there, are you?
No, I'm driving him there.
Right, we'll speak shortly.
Okay, lovely.
And
Cheers.
what would you like, little boy?
Christmas on Talk Radio.
A Norfolk turkey. Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Hi, welcome back. This is Bob Mills, Tragedy Plus Time. Christmas special here on Talk Radio. Now, when we left you, Alfonso was just on his way off, had just revealed, after talking for 10 minutes, that his son was starring in a panto.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's... here we go. He's shouting in the car. Yeah, I'm just dropping him off now, actually, at Reading Hexagon Theatre.
And what's he doing in this panto?
He's playing the role of Michael Darling.
Ah! That's the third biggest part behind the crocodile in the whole production.
Yeah. So he's chuffed to bits, bless him.
How old is he?
He's 11. Yeah. So he's got some of the few child actors in there, and a few of the children's TV celebrities like Justin Fletcher, Mr. Tumble, So if you got kids of a certain age, he's a bit of a hero, really.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all loving it.
Is he there in the car?
He's literally just got out, so he's just gone in,
I missed the right trick here, haven't I? Really, seriously. I mean, no, I'm not saying that what you do is wonderful and noble, flying all over the world rescuing people, but the kid's in a panto.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Who else is in it?
Okay, Justin Fletcher, there's another guy called Paul Morse, I don't know the names of the other adult actors, it's all,
Have you seen the panto?
Actually, no, my partner has. I'm seeing it on the 28th and then doing it on the 6th, so I'm getting a double whammy after Christmas.
Oh, lovely. You must be so proud.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're just chuffed to bits, really. I mean, he's been doing it for a few years now.
Why, what else has he done?
He does a summer youth project the last 3 summers in Swindon at the theatre there and the Wiseman Theatre. So last year he did the summer holiday. The year before was Greece. So basically that's a really 2 week intensive programme. And then they end up doing 3 or 4 live shows at the end of 2 weeks, which is an amazing feat, really. Yeah, he's getting on with it. He's really enjoying it. So, I'm all for that. So it's good.
Yeah. Where you work, Alfonso, you've got a boss, haven't you? You've got a boss. Everyone's got a boss.
Yeah,
I've got a boss, and I'd see.
Yeah, we've all got bosses.
Yeah, I've got a boss who's the director of programs at Talk Radio, and at some point I'm going to have to sit in a meeting with him and sell this show and say, and he'll say, who have you got on? I'll say, well, you know, there's a really incredible kid who does a load of work in different theatres, and he's playing Michael Darling in the panto. Brilliant. Have you got him? No, not really. I'm talking to his dad. I mean, how's that going to make me look? There are people out there now listening saying, oh, Millsy, he's done well for himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, I know.
The kid who starred in the panto, he's got the bloke who's dropped him off at the stage door.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the slightly overweight, balding bloke. That's right. Yeah, we got him. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the child star now. We know, don't know him.
So, but the great thing is, of course, when you do go and see the panto and they do the scene, they're all up on the window. It's just, what's the line? Straight on and then left at the star or something, and onto Never Neverland. You'll be saying, that was a bit of a sloppy takeoff, mate. I could have had you there in 7 minutes.
Well, he keeps on saying, about he's getting quite picky with the production. It's, Dad, they didn't connect the wires to me properly, or all this, and he missed his line. I was like, God, look at you, eh? 2 weeks ago, it was all, oh my God, and now look at you. It's all, he's a right little diva. Well, he loves it. He loves his. He's always loved acting, but he loves his football just as I do. And
where's he go? Where's he go in football?
Well, he plays for a local team near Reading. That's where we live. So Woodley United. That's what he plays for.
I know you a Reading fan?
No, I'm a lifelong West Ham fan. I've always loved the Hammers. So you're an O's fan, aren't you?
Yes, I certainly am. I certainly am. And I'll tell you what, we got the big one Boxing Day. We got Dagenham and Redbridge at home.
Oh, really hopeful for a result. You're on a bit of a revival now.
Well, it's just okay, all right, Alfonso. We've won our last 2 games after losing 17 on the spin. Yeah, that's a revival.
Look, it's a trend. In aviation, we always have a trend, and that's a trend. It's an upward trend. Be positive. That's right. That's the right thing about West Ham. We're on an upward trend now. We've got to be positive. Apart from our cup defeat the other night, So,
but none of that matters because you're gonna be safe now. Moisey will keep you safe. Don't worry about that.
Well, yeah, we certainly hope so. I mean, certainly like the football that we're starting to play, we're trying to play. So it's keep it going. So I've got to say, Talk Radio and Talk Sport actually keeps me company throughout the day because I listen to it on the way to work, and then I've got the radio on in my office if we're not flying. And so it's I'm always pulling my hair out what little I've got left, or some of the stuff that you come out with on the radio. So it's
what is in either TalkSport, Talk Radio, or anything else? What is the most annoying interruption that a shout has ever given you? Let me tell you my example.
Yeah,
I was once gigging. I forget where I was. It was somewhere up north. And I was watching. I think it was Man United against. I think it was a Manchester derby. I think it was a cup game because it was in the evening, and it was a really exciting cup game. And I was sitting watching it, and it was going to be absolutely perfect because I wasn't going to have to be on stage until about 10 minutes after the game. And I was just getting into the second half, and somebody came in and said, "Oh, actually, they've started a bit early, and the first guy didn't do very well, and he's finished, so they want you to go on in 5 minutes." So what is the most annoying shout you've ever had, sitting there listening to or watching something?
Oh, well, it's one of those things that you always think, well, if I just don't do anything today, we're bound to be busy. And it never happens that way, So I've got no projects going on. I've got nothing to watch, nothing to listen, and we won't get a call. As soon as I want to listen to a radio show or a TV program or whatever, that's it. We get called out. But I said that the last thing that we got called out to was I think when we were playing Brighton, and I just started watching the match, and then we got called out. I couldn't believe, and I lost the whole match. I missed the whole match. I came back in. I thought I'd better check my phone now just to check the results, and it was 3-0, and I just thought, what have I done? Well, so I blamed it on the patient for calling us out there. So if you hadn't, hurt yourself, we wouldn't have had to come out to you. Therefore, I blame you for Brighton stuffing us 3-0.
Yeah,
There you go.
that patient was directly responsible for Slaven Bilic losing his job. I hope they're happy with that.
I've got no problem with Bilic at all. He was a great bloke and he didn't deserve to get sacked. I blame the patient, definitely.
Right, a little treat for you and all your colleagues there. What would you like to hear? We'll play you a bit of any comedy you want. If it's about Christmas, fine. If not, something we can find. What's your favourite bit of comedy?
Oh, that's another big. So I got motorcycles, football, and comedy are my three favourite things. So if you could, I don't know if you from any archives, if you could, I'm not even sure if you'd be allowed to play it really, but a bit of Lenny Bruce, bit of Bill Hicks. I don't know, maybe that's too far.
We wouldn't be able to play any Lenny Bruce. Bill Hicks.
How about bit of Only Fools and Horses fan? A huge Only Fools and Horses fan. So I don't know. You could do
you know what? We'll sort something out. This is a terrible thing because I want to play some Bill Hicks for you, and I'm sure there are some bits that we could find of Bill. But
yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't like Bill Hicks. I like his comedy, but I worked with him, and he was not very nice to me.
Yeah, he's a bit of a.
Yeah, he is. You don't need to finish that sentence.
No, exactly. No, I know that. So,
but we shouldn't that shouldn't stop us playing something. So we'll find something for you.
I'll tell you one from when I was a kid. Actually, I'll tell you probably hate him, but I loved him as a kid. Was Kelly Monteith? Have you got any Kelly Monteith?
Yes. Huge fan of Kelly Monteith.
Oh, well, there you go. We should go out for a beer, Bob. Kelly Monteith is one of my favourites of all time. Well, apart from you, but, Kelly, brilliant.
It's coming your way. And, Alfonso, thank you very much. And once again, thank you for all the work, that you do. We really appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The winning formula for Sunday night comedy. Tragedy plus time. With Bob Mills on